How's it going, everyone? This is Anon. None of this is financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. So welcome to the Thursday Night Football edition of me watching football while, I guess, talking stocks. We were doing the optionality guys last time, so I didn't watch that game, but I do have some fantasy players on this particular game, so I will be providing my thoughts and insight on the new Thursday Night Football on Amazon Web Services, which I am streaming on my phone right now, and it actually looks pretty darn good. Guess that's what happens when you have like billions of dollars to throw at things. How's it going? How's it going, Andrew? How's it going? Yes. All right. So, I guess we can talk about kind of what's going on. Let's see. I need to do two things. I need to go to the studio real quick. And I need to... I lost a viewer. I lost a subscriber to the YouTube channel. Oh, bummer. Alright. Let's go ahead and put in content. Go live. And there we go. Alright. What do you guys want to cover today? Probably not going to get as big as a crowd just because Thursday Night Football is on. All right, looks like the Chiefs have the ball. Oh, incomplete. Brings up 4th and 1. Will the Chiefs go for it? Who knows? All right, let's pull up some tickers. Do some research while we're looking over here. So, let's take a look at a couple things. Do you want to see large gap up? Not a ton of institutional ownership. Taking a look at a couple of random tickers that people asked me to take a look at. Mainly looking for their balance sheet. Let's see. I will have to read through this at some point, but show me. Here we go. What's up, buddy? What's up, Margoth? Are you watching football as well? Alright, so just curious. Any of you guys play fantasy, or you guys are... What's up, Alexander? How are you, bud? I know Margoth is a 49ers fan. Yep, watching the game. So I have Justin Herbert on my fantasy team, and I've got CEH on the Chiefs. So the quarterback for the yep, just take that incompletion, better than a safety. He wants a flag. So anyone else playing fantasy football? Oh, go, go, go. You guys are being quiet tonight. You expect me to do all the work, just talk to you, keep my stream of consciousness going? We're all watching the game. All right, Herbert, let's get a bomb going. Oh, he took a sack. That's no good. Was that safety? No, that was just on the 1 yard line. Was that Jones? That guy's good. Was it? Yep, it was Jones. That guy can pass rush. Look at him just blow by that guard. Man. That guard just whiffed. I like watching the Chiefs playing from behind. Yeah. Oh, they won't be soon. So I'll lose some fantasy points right there for Herbert taking that sack. All right. So let me go through. So the biggest thing I saw off the bat with this one, usually you get to see how I like watch at things, right? So I was looking at Z-scaler, but something caught my eye, which was this large gap up. And that to me shows that at some point this gap is going to fill. So I'm guessing this was earnings. Earnings were probably better than expected, and they gapped up, but at some point that should go back and fill. So if I was going to go long on them, I would set an entry right back here at the 154 level and see if that would fill. Right now it's in the 170s, so take a look further, though. I don't want to jump the gun or anything because I know the economy is going to be, the crapper, but I do need to read what this company really does because I think they have something that will be probably recession proof. We'll see. But it's something to take a look at. All right, what other things we want to look at? What's that in? I see ATER only has one decimal place to go. Yeah, at least he avoided the safety. Oh. Everyone knows that, yeah. Just fall down on the 1 yard line. Much better. Ooh. Well, at least he caught it. That's my running back. He's not been getting much. I think he has. What's up, Carl? How are you, bud? How are you, Saudi? John. Andrew just got out of work. So how many people are listening from the United States and how many people are international? I'm always curious about that because I know we have people that are from the UK that have chimed in. I know back when Tyrion was running, we had a bunch of people from Europe. The broadband's low. I'm going to keep watching. John's International. All right, so we got a Cali, New Jersey, no moon. Don't be so negative, Earthium. You already know the drill. You guys know how this works. You just got to be patient. It will run when it runs. Everyone was doom and gloom, and then randomly it ran up to 7. Oh, they got hit for a delay of game, huh? Montreal. I've actually been there before, Jonathan. I actually did a bachelor party there in Montreal. We went to also the casino up there. And what did you think of the insider trading today? Let me pull up Ortex real quick. I'll be honest, I wasn't in the office today, so I didn't sit behind a computer looking at it. I mean, I see something from June. I don't see any. I mean, we can go to the filings. Oh, it's a tax sale. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. SEC filings. I should be subscribed to them, but I haven't really been checking my stuff, so let's take a look. ATER, let's see. What, they sold Seaver Marks. I see, looks like on the 15th, which was today, they sold 1% of their stuff for a total of roughly 10,000 for most of them, except for Yaniv sold 2%, which was 25K, 26K. That's what I see. Right? Is that what you guys are looking at? Now I want to see what happened. Oh, you got to hold on to that ball. You got to hold on to that ball. You got an interception, pick six. Run the ball. Run the ball. No, don't. Is that Kelsey? Am I behind? It says I'm live. Look at the footnote on number 1 on the filings. They state that they did it to fulfill tax obligations. Yeah, I'm not looking at the thing. I was just seeing what they... So the trade date was on the 13th. I do see there's remarks. Annon's a Chargers fan. No. I just have Herbert, and I have CEH as my running back in tonight's game. So I'm rooting for those two particular players. I am neither a Chargers fan nor... I take that back. I like the Chargers better than other teams in the AFC. I lived in San Diego, so I did go to a bunch of Chargers games while I was out there. But I am not a Chargers fan as like my team. But I did enjoy watching them play. So I do keep up with them, but at the same time, that's not who I'd be rooting for. I'm a single team guy. I only have got one team, and that's my team. But if I was to my team was to disappear and go somewhere else, I probably would root for the Chargers as my second AFC team. And for the NFC, I like. I don't want to give too much away because that reveals too much, but I've got a couple NFC teams that I enjoy watching. I'm not going to tell you guys that, but I grew up obviously in, most of you guys know I'm, roughly my age. I'm a Xennial, millennial, or a Gen X, or like on that cusp of the generation. So when I was growing up, obviously, like the big teams were, the Cowboys had a nice run in the 90s. The 49ers had a nice run. I was never a bandwagon guy, though, but my area didn't, we had football, but it was different. So, let's see. But yeah, I've always enjoyed watching certain teams play. Like, I think I like football just in general. So like I do enjoy I can respect the game. And so, like, there's certain teams that I just like how they play. The 49ers are one of them. I will say that, Margoth. I do enjoy the kind of physical football where, like, back when you guys had, like, when you guys went to the Super Bowl pretty recently, I enjoyed watching you guys play. That was fun. Running quarterback and, kind of just gritty. And you guys had Patrick Willis back then, and it was fun to watch those guys play. All right, game's back on. All right, so speaking of which, what do we got here? What is HKD? Why is it so violent and something you play? No, I don't play that. Like, I'm not touching that stock. But if you guys want to look at it, we can look at it. So I think it's honestly a Chinese pump and dump. They don't justify this. Like, they didn't justify this run. Like, this is straight up, like, criminal. Like, this is just Chinese billionaires trying to get their money out and just pumping it into the U.S. stock market. Yeah, like, I think that this whole thing's shady. And they're just basically, like, tricking a bunch of, like, investors that are like, well, I don't know what this thing is, but it keeps flying up, and then they buy it at like $2,000 a share, and then, next thing you know, it's going to be like a $40 stock, and people are going to be like, what the hell just happened? So, but yeah, I think what's actually happening is this, and you kind of like think geopolitical, but if you think about what's happening with HKD, what ends up happening is they come in, the IPO at like, what, $20 or something like that, roughly, like $14-15. Maybe it was 20, I can't remember, but and they just like shoot up, right? So they like kind of start out normal, and then all of a sudden this just massive day here, right? So this was like, okay, well, new stock, we're going to short it down, and somebody just like said, nope, just push it. So this thing's been flying up, and like we're talking about, you're going from $20 a share to 2,000, right? They had some breaker holds for that, but for the most part, like, that's insane. Like, this run here didn't even have an RSI. It was just above. You didn't start the RSI until it came back down. Like, but this run was insane. Like, this should be investigated heavily. So yeah, like, I'm not touching this thing with a 20-foot pole. I don't care if it runs to 25,000 a share. I'm not touching this stock because to me, it's too volatile. Like, yeah, it looks like it's going to, like, move back up, but no way I'm touching this thing. Is it possible to know about those things in advance? Just find a new Chinese company that's going to IPO that has probably lots of connections, and my guess would be you would see, some sort of pump on it, because that's it seems like every time the new Chinese IPO comes out, they're just basically pumping these things and then selling them. So yeah. I would, if someone wants to start a scanner for new Chinese IPOs coming out, we can probably jump in and, worst comes to worst, put a stop loss in. But if it goes off, make stupid money. Sounds like a dirty job. Get dirty in on this. Man, they just slammed. Is that Eckler? Yeah, I mean, maybe Dirty wants to jump in on that, but Dirty might be watching Thursday Night Football. Who knows? Just a couple of us in here. There's only 7 of us in here, so talk about whatever you guys want. maybe people saw the fair warning and saw that I was going to watch football and said, you know what, I'm not going in there. Like, as long-winded as that. What do you think of FedEx's impacts? It shouldn't affect Ethereum, really. Like, coming to you from a hotel in Houston. Oh, you're traveling, huh, Hustle? You watching the game? Are you a Rams fan there, Hustle? Are you? Wait, that's right. You're not from California originally, though, are you? Have you looked into ASTS? No. Let me take a look at that for you while we're watching the game in the background. Wait, ASTS. There we go. Space Mobile. What is that? What is this? Space Mobile. No game, just NFL replay of the Seahawks. It's on Amazon. Oh, Hustle. It's on Amazon. John set up some security cameras today. For your house or like a business? Yeah, it's on Prime, Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon, it's on Prime Video. Yeah, because I was like, because I didn't used to have like a NFL Network, and that's where they used to play it. And then Amazon bought the rights, I think, to Thursday Night Football. So, and it's actually streaming really clearly and really well on my phone. It's pretty impressive. I don't think his knees touched the ground, did they? I'm just watching this. He went up. I guess they whistled him down anyway. For your home. Which kind did you get? Do you do like ring or? Oh, wow. That was a nice little play. That was well designed. Play action and bootleg it. All right. Give it to Eckler. Just pass. Throw it there. Oh, no. Don't throw a pick six. Oh, he's gone. That's going to lose me some points. That is going to lose me some points. Throwing a pick six. Come on, Herbert. That's my fantasy quarterback, if anyone didn't pick up on that. All right. All right, so has some DD long-term play. Yeah, I'm fine looking at long-term plays. Let me see what this thing is. ASTS. All right, so I'll bring this over so you guys can see. So what we got here, I have a high offering ability. They've got cash. They do burn quite a bit of cash, though. So you've got warrants at 11.50, and you have an active ATM. Okay, and you also have an equity line of credit that they've already started tapping into, and they've got a nice big shelf for you. So the question is, how much money do these guys need before they're able to produce profit out of this? So they are, let's see, is building the first and only space-based cellular broadband network to operate directly with standard unmodified mobile devices based on its extensive IP and patent portfolio. Team of engineers and space scientists on the mission to eliminate the connectivity gaps faced with the world's 5 billion mobile subscribers and finally bring broadband to the billions who are unconnected. It's a nice thought. Guessing it's probably focusing more on the international, being that the U.S. especially is pretty well connected for cell phones, but this would provide, I guess, for the rest of the world. The question being is how much money will that take to get that technology to where, this could be an acquisition target for a big company. Yeah, so Starlink, but for cell phones. I mean, it's a good idea. They're burning quite a bit of cash, though. So they got a year's left of cash based off the current cash burn. And they do have a lot of dilution on the table. So institutions, let's see who's in on this already. So Vanguard's got a 1% stake. BlackRock. Looks like these guys are slowly scaling in. Susquehanna even has a little position, it looks like. So my thought is this. It's a good idea. I like the idea. It's got 21% short interest already off the bat. 48 million float. Let's see. This would be one I'd be curious, Margot, what your thoughts are on, obviously, like the financials on this one. Because to me, it looks like they'll have a bunch of dilution before they actually are able to kind of pull off what they're looking to do, which means that at this point right now, it looks like they're trying to fill this gap. They filled it, it looks like. So they filled this gap here. They also have a gap, though, here at like 6. So I wouldn't touch this one until at least it gets down to 6.95. That's roughly where I would set an entry point for me. Yeah, so this is what I would tell you right now. For me, if I was going to go long on this company, I wouldn't buy my shares until the price gets below 6.95. Say 7. Yeah, sure. Because they filled this gap here, but they still have to fill another gap down here. So that's where, if I was playing this, I would set like my first like initial buys, but I would be buying this sparingly until I see kind of what happens with the. Now they can run up on the warrants because they unlock over a certain amount, right? So like, and they could have already started. I'd have to look at the shares outstanding and see what happens on it. But essentially what you're looking at is it kind of bounced off this point right here. And they may have issued out some of these warrants, which would have diluted the stock a bit, which is why it's dropping. And that would probably drop until this range until they can kind of get it under control. They're just probably raising money is my guess. So, yeah. Yeah, so they launched with SpaceX. Is that what I'm hearing? Sorry, I'm just watching Chiefs wrap up Beckler. Trying to see how many points I lost. All right, here we go. Let's pull it up. Yahoo Fantasy. All right. I was doing pretty good up until that pick six. And then I lost a good chunk of points there. Yep. 2 sacks, 2 interception, pick six -4. So I lost about total of 8 points so far from that. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, John. Appreciate it. All runs have been launch news, most of those. Yeah. So here's what I'd say for this particular one. Keep an eye on it. They can always push it back up to unlock more warrants, but in the meantime, my guess would be we'll see at some point this area fill in. So this is where I would be interested in picking up more shares, or shares in the first place. Not, for you, if you're already in on it, then I would look at this. Or if you already know if it's going to go down there, you can. If you don't, it all depends on wash sales and stuff like that. But there you go. Now I need Herbert to put his foot on the gas and throw some nice. My chances to win are have gone down tremendously after that pick six. I went from like a 70% chance to win down to like I'm now a 41% chance to win. Because I was projected to get 25 from Herbert. I've got 13 right now. And I had 21 before in the third quarter. And then he might be on track, but right now he's projected to have more like 9. So we'll see. Full disclosure, I only have 30 shares at $10 average. I've been slowly hoping it gets down to 6 again. Yeah, so what I would do personally, like if this was my trade, 30 shares at $10 isn't that bad. What I would go ahead and do, I would do save your money and see if this thing drops down to fill this gap. Because that's personally where I would be eyeing it if I was going to go long on them. But I also want to make sure that they do have a good amount of dilution. I just want to point this out. If you go to their dilution, they do have 11.5 million shares at 11.50, and an additional 6.1 million shares. So if the stock runs up higher than that, they're probably just unlocking the warrants. So you can see a run on it, and then you'd be like, why did he tell me to wait? But the stock will drop back down. And they do have an active ATM on top of that. So literally they can dilute at any point. We could start one and just do an auto draft. My Lions would kill it dirty. I do have a Lions player. I do have I put him on IR. That was like Jameson Williams, Alabama kid. I've got him sitting in IR right now. Yeah, they're a long way from generating cash. Yeah, that's my fear about this particular one is it's going to take a while. So, I mean, this thing might be down in the $4 or $5 range before they're going to need a lot of money to basically get the start, and they're going to use dilution to basically get there, it sounds like. So, yeah, I mean, they're burning $44 million per quarter. That's going to go real quick. I know they've got to get their stuff down, but all right, let's take a look. anything else you guys want to cover for you guys? Yeah, so for anyone that was curious about the Ethereum stuff, it sounds like it was a tax sale, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. They still have these particular ones. ATM's no longer active. So. And this is just going to show you guys. So inside their filing, if you see remarks, they all did this for tax reasons. So if you notice, they sold like 1%, 1%, 2%. It's for tax reasons. So Barclays News. What did they do now? Oh wait, isn't Barclays? Were they the one? No, that was Credit Suisse. Yeah, the $2 billion, or sorry, the $17 billion. Oh, we happened to short $17 billion in error, but don't worry, we'll pay it back. Yeah, I did see that, and I was like, ugh. Did not make me happy. I mean, oh, yeah, that was a mistake. We shorted $17 billion in error. Okay. It was a glitch in our program that shorted $17 billion worth of stocks. Okay. I got some swampland in Florida to sell you as well. Alright, so we're pulling up real quick. No one goes to jail. Come on, Dirty, you know the game. Nobody goes to jail when it's financial crimes. They might take a scapegoat. That's it. Chris Jones is just tearing up Chargers line. Kid's pretty good. The computer goes to jail. That's pretty good. Yeah, Martin Scarelli just wasn't in the club. He rubbed people the wrong way. Like, here's the deal with that guy. Perception is everything. He knew the insurance companies were going to pick up the bill on those like drugs, but when they painted him as a really, really bad guy, and because it's the optics of it are, yeah, like he knew how the game was played, and so he exploited it. Unfortunately, because of that, they have the ability to also put it in the public eye because they have attention of obviously media. So when you tell a story about, well, this young kid was basically charging like 10,000% higher things to insurance companies. Insurance companies rip people off all the time. They're not used to getting ripped off, but when you paint that picture like, oh, life-saving drugs, I'm charging 10,000% more on, that's not going to gain you any bonus points with the public. So it's all public perception. It's kind of like if you do the cancel culture on Netflix. They told the story about the guy selling the hand sanitizer. Oh no, is Herbert down? He get nailed after the play. Ugh, that's a concussion. He's going to be out for the game. Oh, no. Yep, my QB's injured. Well, there's probably my game. because I'm going against a pretty good team. Guys got Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, AJ Dillard, Singletary, Schultz, but he's also got Deebo Samuels, McPherson, and the Buffalo defense. So, like, the best defense in the game. But, yeah. And he's got Derek Carr as the quarterback, but they're probably going to be playing from behind, so. My team, if anyone wants to hear it, I'm solid on I'm solid on wide receivers, but I am really lacking in depth on running back. So, just so you guys can hear my misery, my first running back pick was Nick Chubb, because that's who was best available at the time. And my second running back selection was Cam Akers, the guy who had 3 carries for 0 yards, so a big fat 0 on week 1. So that was my second running back pick. Not great. That's not good. Yep. So, anyway, I do have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I got Justin Herbert, obviously. So I've got Justin Jefferson. That's my number 1 pick. I didn't pick him number 1, but I was, I think, pick number 3 or 5 or something. I can't remember now, but I was able to get Jefferson. I've got Rashad Bateman and Jalen Waddle as my receivers. I've got Jalen right now in the flex. I'm debating whether I play him against Baltimore, whose secondary sucked last year, but they look better if they get Marcus Peters back. And then I also have Robinson, who is coming off an ACL injury, but James Robinson on the Jaguars had a pretty good game last week. So I've got to figure out which one I'm going to play inside the flex. But, oh no. So Herbert's out. Wah, wah. Not great. They've got fan polls on this thing? That's pretty cool. Let's see. Fan polls. Down to the wire. Is a touchdown scored in the last 2 minutes? Yep. Yes. That's not what you need. Is to have your quarterback go out on the final drive. Is he back? He's back in. Look at him. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Oh. Almost threw another pick. All right, Herbert. Just get her first down. Can you talk about apron? Yeah, we can talk about apron. We can do that. All right. Let's pull up apron real quick, because I do have a little bit of apron as well. But apron's one of those where everybody's freaking out because it had a nice couple days, and then it's been fading since then. Volumes died down on it. It's kind of like a Tyrion when it ran. Like, you had a couple big days and then a massive sell off, and then since then it's pumped a little bit up, and then it's been fading now. So we're getting back down to this kind of consolidation level where it's been. So let's pull it up real quick so you guys can take a look. So going back to apron. All
So, short interest is pretty high on it, right? I'll pull up ORTX as well. APRN, Blue Apron. Here we go. Load, load, load. All right. So, we got like 50% of the float shorted, right? That's what we established. It's roughly around that. Yeah, 46. So, good amount of shares shorted, right? We've had utilization being pretty high for a long period of time. So, the question on this is the cost to borrow has been elevated, right? It's up here at the 20s. Shares on loan, it's back up. FTDs and threshold, right? So it's been failing to deliver a good amount of shares in the last couple weeks. So you should see this eventually get onto this threshold list, is my guess. Depends on, though, how much retail's holding on. But once it does, it'll be interesting to see what happens, and also with, obviously, the insiders and all right. Let's pull up Apron again. All right. So the biggest thing is this. They're running out of cash, right? They do have these warrants up here at 15, 18, and 20, right? They do have a shelf that's open for dilution. The last thing they did was this private placement right here back in like May. But here's the deal, right? Like, the money, and this is why the shorts are shorting so much, it's because they think that they're going to have to dip into, issuing out more shares to basically give themselves some cash. So, what I can tell you is these guys bought more, right? They added to their position, added. The biggest holder sold off about almost 1 million shares. So, I mean, what I think is going to end up happening is this, is the FTDs will keep building on this thing. As long as retail is staying strong, that's fine, but the biggest thing is going to be their cash. If they can't figure out another way of raising cash, it's going to come in the form of dilution. And if that happens, they've got about a quarter left to figure out what's going on with it. So, just fair warning. All right. What's up, Jerry? Yeah, so in the intermediate and this is what I see on it. There's no major gaps on it. I know there's an insider that's been buying up shares, so that's why I think the stock price has been going up. On the technical end, it looks fine. It does look like it's been obviously getting pushed down here. My guess would be probably be in this range before we see any sort of reversal. Let's see. All good, Jerry. You're good, man. All right. But yeah, let's take a look. There's nothing much on the short interest that I see that's like out of the ordinary. It does look like it's, obviously a squeeze play. It's been beaten down the last couple days. They do still have shares, obviously, to borrow. You can see that the availability tables. You know, they're still very much shorting these things. So, but it's probably because of cash. They know that the writing's on the wall for the cash. So unless they come up with a different way of raising cash, they're going to be basically probably diluting it, and that's why these guys are shorting it so much. So, it's the same old, same old. The only thing that's different is there was some insider shares that were sold for tax purposes. They've stated that in their filing, and that was it. So nothing like huge or that unusual. They already sold the shares, I believe, 2 days ago, so on the 13th. So nothing that happened today. They were just sold automatically for tax purposes. All right. So Kansas City's up 27-17. Kickoff to the Chargers. Chargers are bringing it out. Looks like up to about the 20, what is it, 26 roughly? 25, 26. All right, now Herbert's got to be a hero and drive him down the field on like a drive and then go for the onside kick. That's your only options. Oh, Herbert. You had 21 points and now you're down to 14. These guys are going to tee off and go after him too. Oh, nice cut, Eckler. Wow. Good for you. Good play. I don't know if you guys saw that, but basically it was a screen pass. I don't know if I'll get points for that, though. Will I get points for screens? I don't think so. I think that's all. I mean, it was a forward pass, but it was behind the line of scrimmage, so I don't think it counts. Forward pass. Did it count, though? I didn't see my points go up yet. Yeah, I don't see my points going up on Herbert, so I don't think it counts as a pass. You got to fight. I don't know who 25 is. I'm guessing another running back, but... What about you guys? Yeah, we're down to 4 people. I think we're going to cut it short, guys. I'll just watch the end of the game. You guys can hang out if you want. There's only 4 of us left, so... Yeah, I haven't gotten any updated points from that screen pass, so I don't think it counted in my league. Must be, you have to get at least beyond the line of scrimmage. Oh no, is he hurt again? Night, guys, night. Oh, we're up to 9 people again. What's going on? Why are people coming back in? They wanted to hear me announce the end of the game. Gotta get 1 yard. Wow, that was a rocket. Oh, he caught it. Holy crap. Holy crap, he caught that thing. That's a nice throw. That was on the, just darted it down. That was a nice catch. Yeah, the AFC West looks tough. I mean, even the Raiders are like, they're not great, but Nice catch. Man, he just keeps getting hit after every play. Oh, man. Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's got broken ribs. If I was an offensive lineman for the Chargers, I would be, every single time they take a cheap shot at my quarterback, I would just be nailing them. I don't care if they get a penalty. Like, you don't let them tee off on your quarterback like that. All right, so Herbert's got 327 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, an interception, pick 6, and 1 rush yard. But yeah, I agree. I think Herbert's like probably got a broken rib. I may have to pick up another quarterback next week. I don't know if this will keep him out or not, but I give him props for. Oh. You gotta stop celebrating. They're still going for it. They're not going to take a field goal here. You need to score, so. He caught it. Wow. Good for him. All right. So he'll be back in the 20s. Obviously, go for 2, right? You need the points. Bring it down to a field goal. Field goal wins it. If you go for 2 here. Vontae's perfect on him. Yeah, that guy. You know what? I'm pretty sure he gave AB brain damage. I'm like 99% sure that guy basically like ruined AB's life because I think he's got CTE because Vontae's perfect. All right, so they're just going to kick the extra point and tie it up with a field goal. They're not going to go for the win. They're going to go for the tie. Now you're going to need an onside kick, though. How many timeouts do they have left? Only 1? Yeah, they're not going to get this. So the Chiefs won. Unless they get this onside kick. A bunch of my friends are chatting on. All right, well, at this point right now, it sounds like everyone left. Have a good night, guys. I got 0 people watching the stream, so. Oh, 2 people. Yeah, there's only 2 people watching the stream, so I'm going to end it now, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. I'll go ahead and leave the. I'm not even going to pull up the Discord. You guys just have a good night. Later, guys.